if you are watching this and you want to convince your parents, this video for you, that why should you study abroad.
If anybody wants to study abroad, first you think that India, in a good university, it takes 4 years for the degree courses.
Yeah.
For good university, it costs around 30 lakhs. As my point of view, Slovakia is the best. If he could manage, then everybody can manage.
Now let's speak about straight ROI itself, which is the what you have invested versus what you get back. Your graduation, your job, your salaries, whatever. Do you think it's a good ROI studying in Slovakia? Hello and welcome to Study in Slovakia. Today we have a very special guest with us, my mom. So we are very glad that she joined or agreed to join in the video to share her perspective, the parents' perspective. How is it being a parent of someone who's studying in Slovakia, studying abroad? How was my journey from her perspective, her side? And what are the good things, bad things, concerns, everything. So if you are watching this and you want to convince your parents, this is the video for you, that why should you study abroad. Thanks a lot, Mom, for joining us in the video.
And I want to thank to you that you have chosen me a part of this Study in Slovakia, this YouTube channel. Thank you very much for that first.
It's a pleasure for us because we wanted people to know this perspective. Also on the other side, because we always speak with students or let's say with workers who themselves are working or studying, but we also want to get the other side, the family as well. How do they process it, feel, and so on. So without further ado, let's get in the video. Let's start with your introduction. So, Mom, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, I'm Chuma. I'm from India. I'm a teacher. I'm a mainly private tutor, teaching humanities like philosophy, political science, and all the regional languages like that. And I'm happy here to be in Bratislava or Slovakia. Again, I've returned back to India and I will obviously join my professions again.
Great. Thanks for it. So my mom visited me back in 2019 and now she's visiting me again. So it's like once in a while, you know, when your family comes here, like especially your mom, dad, uncle, and so on, it's amazing to get, you know, this fresh vibe again here. So obviously good Indian food as well, being an essential part of it.
Exactly.
Very first thing, because I came here as a student back in 2018. So what are your thoughts, just an overall helicopter view about studies in Slovakia, or what are your thoughts studying in Slovakia?
Actually, in 2018, you came from India to Slovakia.
Studying abroad. What's your role?
Abroad, yes. Studying abroad, yes, because you had a dream to study in abroad for the degree courses and all. That time we were in fear, means how it would be. But I think the journey was very good. The journey was very good and also chosen Slovakia. That is also
okay. We will dive deep more into this details of what are the goods, what are the pros, cons, and so on. So because it's a very open discussion, it's an open forum to share both sides of the story. So in terms of most of the parents or most of the families have this concern. Let's say I'm from India, but even people from other countries as well, when they're planning to study abroad, general overview, the finances are a big concern. What would you say, from a financial standpoint? Let's say studying abroad, how much does it cost, or what mentally or how many years before the family should prepare if the child wants to study abroad?
Yeah, if anybody wants to study abroad, first you think that in India, in a good university, it takes 4 years for the degree courses. And for good university, it costs around 30 lakhs. 25 to 30 lakhs, it's engineering. But if a kid wants to come to abroad for their studies, it may be 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs more than that. Okay. But if you choose Europe, if you choose Europe, if you choose, you have chosen the UK and USA, then obviously it will be
because
more
the fees
expensive,
is way
more expensive.
Higher. Yeah, this is actually one of the pivotal questions most of the parents have, which is if you compare UK, US, Canada, Australia, which is the common destination for every international student, how does it stand, Slovakia, compared to these countries? In terms of obviously the quality of education, but also in terms of financial standpoint and all of these things. How would you say that?
As my point of view, Slovakia is the best.
Okay, great.
Slovakia is the best because when my son came from India, he was just mama's child or papa's child.
Okay.
In 2018 to this 2025, this 7 years journey just make him a perfect man. So, and
Nice.
it and the credit goes to first I want to give thanks, and I am really grateful to Mr. Peter Zawadzki, who had taken my child as a parent.
Mr. Zawadzki, we have covered many times in our video.
I'm really grateful to him, and obviously Slovakia as a country and the human beings over here, they are very, very comfortable and helpful. So I like Slovakia, I love Slovakia.
And you also experienced it yourself as well. It's not only that you heard from me.
Yeah, there were so many fears when he came, when you decided to came to here.
Very true.
Yeah,
But like in terms of these fears, or what are the things you are like, or concerns, let's say, from a parent standpoint, the first thing is, what age do you think is ideal for a student to move away from family abroad or internationally, like to go study somewhere? What is the ideal age, do you think? Do you think like this age of like 17, 18 is too early? Or I don't know, do you think like people who go rather for masters or PhD or something after the age of 24, 25 is better?
As my concern, to 18 to 22 is the best age to depart.
Okay.
Yeah, to depart from the parents.
Okay.
From parents and the relatives. It's the best age. After that, the kid or the child or the young age is good, but 18 to 22 is my concern. It's the best age.
Like your idea is it's the best age to move. And when the child is in,
excuse me, because I am a satisfied parent.
okay.
That's
But in terms of like when the child or when the student, whoever is moving away, what are the biggest concerns? Let's say for you, what were the biggest concerns or fears you had that I'm going to move at the age of 18 abroad, like as a parent?
It's a good question.
Okay.
I can speak it frankly.
Yeah. Because I'm more elder now, so you can.
Because our first fear was alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, because in European countries or other than India, alcohol is free to all. In all ages.
Well, over 18 mostly, yes. And
all
I came
ages.
over 18.
That
yes.
was our first fear. And after that, one thing was always the Indian child or Indian kids always are pampered. Always be a pampered child, whatever his age is. So at that age, when he comes or when she comes, we had that fear of would he be punctual in university? Would he cook? Would he maintain all those things? Would he meet with the good people or mingle with the good people? These type of thoughts.
Okay, interesting. And your experience on that was good? Or
my experience was good.
Okay, fortunately.
Fortunately, yes.
And in terms of because most of the viewers are students or aspiring students, like in terms of quality of education, what do you think about like Slovakia's quality of education? Because you heard some things from me, you saw some things, you also visited yourself, so you saw students, you saw the universities, everything, and obviously you yourself have studied in India, experienced in India. So what do you think of the quality of education in Slovakia?
Yes, that's a good question, because I am a teacher. Day by day increasing the stuff for the students, and in Slovakia or European studies, I think it's quite bit given the freshness to the students, because there are some researches, one-to-one relation to the professor to the students, and also the students and professors relation is very good, and the very wealthy atmosphere.
Yeah, that's true.
Exposure is also.
That is true. Like for example, I saw it like as well. Like your professors could actually sit with you to ask you what concepts you understand, and then write the formulas or whatever the proofs in front of them. So even if you think like you can memorize and mug up something and just quickly go and write it, it's not possible, because your professors have that time based on also the class size as well, so that you have the time to sit with them, explain them, and actually show that you understand the concept or you understand the overall idea. So this like personalized approach
Exactly,
is something
exactly.
that's very unique in Slovakia. And that is very true.
And one was ESN, and these were also
Yeah, the
for
student
expo. Yeah,
organizations.
the
Yes, from
students
an exposure
organization.
standpoint, yeah, it's very interesting because
Exactly.
you get like I was a part of Erasmus Students Network. Like it's a volunteering organization, so it's not only studies but also other sides of the development that
Exactly,
you're having.
exactly. That's why we are also very happy that my son is busy with different aspects like research, like exposure with other children, other students, mingle with the other cultures like Netherlands, like Iran, like etc etc etc, mingle with the other students, etc. It's good for us.
That is true. That is true. It is very true because the idea is this that apart from the studies, which is like probably I don't know 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever of your day, you also have time to do other things, and obviously like it's a development for you, like in a good way, because speaking to people, it's
Exactly,
how do you call it?
exactly so.
Interpersonal skill development as well. That is true. But when you like came here in 2019, at that time I was a student.
Yeah.
So like you saw obviously like you were staying in a dormitory, like not in a dormitory but in the parents accommodation in the dormitory
Ground
itself,
floor,
like
yeah.
in the ground floor. So I was in the 4th floor and my mom was staying in the ground floor. So there are some hotel accommodations like this.
Exactly.
Like you have maybe seen some challenges or some common practices or some things that the students do here. Let's say what are the challenges you saw that let's say as a parent you would suggest to check on their kids, like to the parents, or you would say like, okay, you need to be careful of these things, or to the students as well?
When anybody comes from India, from their family, obviously they have some challenges like how to maintain himself, means to go to the university proper time, to mingle with the students or the other people, to cook good food, and there is no private tutors in European culture.
Yeah, that is very true.
That is own
like
study.
From early age there is no concept
Exactly.
of like
In
private
India,
tutoring.
there are so many private tutors in engineering level and the doctors and in class 1 and class 2 students also.
Yeah.
So there is no concept of private tutors. So how do they manage all those things, everything? That is obviously a challenge for any student. Any student.
That is true. And how do you think is the best way to overcome that obstacle? Like
They managed it.
Okay.
They managed it because my son sitting in front of me, if he could manage, then everybody can manage. Because he was very much pampered and mama's child and papa's child. So if he could manage, then everybody can manage.
That is true. Like you party on Sunday evening, but you wake up at 7:30 for the class in the morning on Monday. So it both ends needs to meet. Like if you want to enjoy as well as like obviously study and
you
study
need
and
the fresh air to live, but that's it.
Yeah, absolutely agree on that. And in terms of like after I finished education, because like after that, like did you expect me to go back to India and work there or stay with family or something like this, or are you happy with the option that I stayed in Slovakia?
As your mother, it's quite hard to tell, but still from 2018 to 2025 the journey was too good, and we are so satisfied parents that being a student and now you are in a good organization in a multinational company, so Slovakia has given us a complete perfect man.
Okay.
So it's good to be here.
Okay, interesting. So you would say like for me it was a good choice to stay back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I accept it.
Okay, because there are obviously like these concerns, like in terms of job scope, like many internationals face, like obviously like initially finding the entry level job could be challenging because you don't have any experience maybe, or only some internships and so on. But on the other hand also like once you get in, it can be like a good build up for yourself eventually. That is true. And like one very pivotal question for many viewers was this, because apart from the simple ROI that you see, which is like you come abroad to study, Slovakia, Germany, UK, doesn't matter, anywhere. So you come here for study, you get the graduation, you get the certificate, you start working or you start doing your research, whatever. This is one side, this is a clear ROI, right? But apart from this, when you say this, like, okay, you developed as a, I don't know, like as a man or whatever, like, do you see a 360-degree development that has happened apart from the clear ROI impact of the studies and the impact of that? Do you see like some other dimensions of the impact of studying abroad?
Yeah.
And what are the
I
dimensions,
agree.
you would say?
I agree. There are 360 degrees changes to my son, and I think who wants to come here for the studies, so far he will be also.
And what do you think are the dimensions of studying abroad? Like, what are the benefits apart from the clear graduation and job and so on?
It's all the advantages kids are getting here, because there are many scopes for the jobs and all. There are so many startup companies, and also the multinational companies are there. There are so many, and also I want to tell that students also can join the part-time jobs.
Yes, that is very important.
That is also very easily available.
Because when you're in a student permit or whatever status, you get 20 hours a week to work.
Yeah, 20
which
hours,
is amazing, because the thing is, like, this is amazing exposure. And very interesting for me was this concept that even when you're a student, it is very common for everyone to work. It doesn't matter, you're working in McDonald's to in multinational to internship to whatever, but everyone is working. Like, some even Europeans even start from high school itself. So it's a very good culture.
Good, no?
It is very good. Like, I'm not saying that you make the money to sustain yourself completely, but at the same time, it's a good practice at the same time, from an early age.
How to manage your
expenses from a very early age.
Exactly.
But like, once we are speaking about these added effects, added sides, now let's speak about straight ROI itself, which is what you have invested versus what you get back. Your graduation, your job, your salaries, whatever. Do you think it's a good ROI studying in Slovakia? Return on investment. Okay. And why do you think so?
We have invested lots of money, but within this 7 years, means COVID is for 2 to 3 years, for that, lost that years. But after that, it is completely profitable.
Okay. And do you think it just because of the job salaries, or also the other sides?
Yeah, also all square.
Okay. Roughly how much did we spend on my studies?
That for that 3 years, the degree courses was 3 years. I think it was near about 25 lakhs.
25 to 30 more or less.
25 to 30, yeah.
And this
and at that time you stayed in a dormitory, not in the apartment, separate apartment.
Now I'm getting an apartment because I'm
now
working.
You are a working man, a complete man. That is why you are staying in an apartment. But at the student age, you had accommodated with the dormitory. If you stayed in an apartment, then it was obviously more expensive.
Absolutely, I agree on that. And obviously, when you're a student, it's better to learn step by step. And then once you're getting better with whatever job, business, or research, whatever you're doing, you can increase your standard of living eventually. But just to give you a clear reference on this, like, if you're studying in, for example, if I studied in India, as you said, I would be spending 4 years studying for a bachelor's in engineering. The 4 years degree would cost me ballpark about 5 to 6 lakhs, 500 to 600K Indian rupees, which is approximately 2.4 million, let's say, rupees. Whereas in Europe, most of the countries have free education, but in their own local language. And if you study in English, you have to pay the fees, but very low fees. Same is the case for Slovakia. So that's why we have so many videos about free studies also in English in Slovakia. And obviously there are English studies. And the fees was 3,500 euros back then, which back then, based on the euro rate, was less than 3 lakhs or 300K Indian rupees, which is amazing price. And it's a 3 years degree. So you also save 1 year more of experience, a full-time job experience, which means that something around 9 lakhs or something I spent.
Exactly.
And then obviously that's why I had this scope of okay, if I want to do something more, I want to do some internship, I want to, I don't know, try some project, I want to travel. I had this scope because my parents gave me this option, or they told me very clearly when I was planning to move abroad, that you have 2 options very clearly. If you want to go to the US or UK, it's perfectly fine. But on the other side, once you finish your degree, you have to start working. Maybe we don't need to take loan, but you need to start working based on the financial status.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
we will not even take the loans.
Yeah.
No. That was our standpoint.
Yes, and because with loans, it is obviously an option, but on the other hand, it's a burden for you, like once you finish. It is a good option, but on the other hand, like if you take the ROI and so on, but obviously if you have the chance of not taking the loan, it is ideal. And my parents told like, okay, we are not taking the loan, it's fine, you can still go to the US, if you can still go to Canada, but on the other hand, like you have to straight away start working. But instead, if you go to Slovakia, back then I didn't know a lot about Slovakia, but if you go to Slovakia, then even after you finish your studies, you still have time, or let's say budget to travel, to let's say do extra courses, increase your certifications, degree, internships, everything. And the first year I was traveling to Geneva Motor Show, which was one of my dream, from early childhood. Then I was going to Germany for a short course in RWTH Aachen University. So all these things were possible because I could like save up on the budget of only the tuition fees.
Exactly so. Exactly so.
Yeah, and what are the changes you see, what are the changes you see clearly in me compared to 2017 and 2025?
Again, the same question you are asking because you want to
exactly.
you want to
yes,
hear.
my ears want to hear
you want
good
to
stuff.
hear all those
but
things.
I'm not saying only good, but like also good, bad, both at the same time, because obviously staying in Europe, it's already like what, 7 years or so, or more maybe, has some effects. It can have obviously good effects, like you're working, you're responsible and all of that, but also it can have some effects, like for example with your lifestyle or with your habits and with your things. What are the things you see as a difference? You like and you don't like both.
Of course, there are so many differences already come to the point, because in 2017 2016, that time my son was just a lazy person.
Okay.
He was not good in so much studies, and he was not punctual. There are so many things now. Obviously not that, because I want to say that within these 7 years, from 2018 to 2025, the changes is that now he become just a perfect and complete man. He can manage himself, he can do everything, and now he is a good employee also for a multinational company. So the changes is lot. So it's good for us. From 2017 compared to 2017 to 2025, we are really satisfied.
Nice.
Because it changes a lot. That is why I told that portions.
Yeah, that is true. It really builds
Means
this
I
difference.
think it was our wise decision.
Yeah. And one of the very important thing I feel is also this part where like you actually blend in with different cultures once you're moving abroad, because you're no more in your comfort zone. You don't get the same food or same bed or same home. So when you're abroad, you're all alone, obviously, and then you are straight away out of nowhere, you have to meet people, you have to get comfortable with that life. And obviously I had this how do you call it, this straight determination that I am moving abroad no matter what, and I'm not going back. Okay, so I will go back. Obviously, I love my country. I want to go back to visit, enjoy everything. But if I came with the determination that I want to study and complete my studies here, I came with that.
You were determined that my degree course will be from abroad. That was your determination.
Clear. So
that was
even at days when it was very much fun and nice and so on, and even in the days where I could hear I don't know, I'm calling you or my friends back in India, and I am hearing some crackers from Diwali. I felt sad about it, but I was like, no, I came here, I stay here. I finish the thing I came for. So yeah, that is a clear determination, and students mostly who want to study abroad have that.
That's why you are here now.
Exactly. And that's why it's also a big benefit, this blending in cultures, because you are speaking, as you were mentioning, with I don't know, someone from America or someone from Saudi Arabia and so on, and you're very open to cultures, which is a very good thing, because tomorrow when you're working in a multinational corporation, which for example fortunately I am right now, or even when you're doing business or anything, this professionally is going to help you.
Yeah.
The key in Europe or anywhere in the world is your network, and once you're studying abroad, your network is global. So
exactly.
Yeah, so that is tomorrow, you have friends everywhere in the world. This is a scope for you. This is connections for you. This also could be business opportunities for you. So this is the key for you. If you have good network, that's gonna bring in your life is gonna be much easier, much more fun, enjoyable at the same time.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's why for me, like living with people from different countries, cultures, and so on, mingling with them is like super fun, because you get to learn so much, like at the same time. And also, like, because I come from India, so like, for example, I see things like a way how we studied like our subjects, a way how we learned certain things back in our country. But now, for example, even you see this when we moved abroad, like you moved or I moved abroad, like you visit, you see, like you learn different perspectives of the same thing.
Exactly.
Like the same historical thing, or the same, I don't know, like political thing, or scientific thing. You might learn also how the Americans see it, how the Koreans see it, and how we saw it. So it's a very nice cultural mix to learn.
Cultural mix, yeah.
You get knowledgeable, and that is like crucial in Europe. Like you get like that blend well in Europe. Now coming to the second part of the video, which is apart from like my journey and my mom's expectations and everything, more about like her visit itself. So because like mom, like you're gonna guide us or our viewers more into like how things work in Europe, but like overall, give us some insight about your visit back in 2019. Also, if you want to share something about my uncle, your brother, coming in 2018, and now, like, what are the general process, expenses of visiting someone in Europe, and what to expect, like what are the good practices and so on?
Visa process is not so hard.
Okay.
To get the visa for Slovakia, it's not so hard. It's quite easy to get. And when 2019 we came to Slovakia, it was also be good. And in now, just only 4 to 5 days, I got my visa to come here. And I want to share my feelings here that as a parent, I'm staying here last 1 month, and everything is possible. Less than a month. Everything is possible, and the availabilities are here, like Indian food, Indian vegetables, fruits, spices, everything.
Yeah.
So it's
there are these
easy.
Indian stores.
Yeah, Indian stores are there, Indian restaurants are there. It's not that you depart from the country means you completely departed. It's not that. You also can get a small mini India like.
That is true. And if you see that same perspective in Košice and in Bratislava, do you see a clear difference over there, or and what are the things you see?
Bratislava is more comfortable to live because it's a capital, and there are so many things, means right side and left side you can get many things like what we are getting in India. But Košice, it's quite small, so I have to find it.
It is possible, but obviously you need to search for it, and you might be able to find it. That's true.
Bratislava is
because Bratislava is capital, so that's why you have like Indian stores to, I don't know, Turkish stores to everything, like straight away. But in Košice you might have like 2 Turkish stores or 1 Indian store and so on.
And I was surprised that when I go to the vegetable market, means vegetable market is in the mall.
This is a very interesting concept.
Very interesting.
Maybe share something about this, like, because in India we go mostly to the local markets too.
Local market, but it's all about in the mall. But I found there like green vegetables like radish, carrot, tomatoes, and also green mangoes. What we are getting in summer in Kolkata or in India. So everything is possible. Everything is available here. So don't worry.
Do you yourself like life in Slovakia, like to visit and stay, like apart from like living with me, which is I'm sure a good experience, but also like overall, do you like the lifestyle in Slovakia?
I like lifestyle of Slovakia, but I want to come here frequently, but not for staying.
Just to visit.
Just for visit, because my son is here. That is why frequently I want to come, but not for staying.
I see. To check on me, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like accommodation, right now, fortunately, we are staying together in my apartment, but in our apartment. But like, let's say when in 2019 you came and you were, I was a student. Maybe do you want to share some insights on the available options that parents can take for accommodation? And like which is the best place to stay, how to manage, how much can it be like costing and so on?
Actually, 2018, myself and my brother were staying in the dormitory, same dormitory where you were in 4th floor, and we stayed in this ground floor. That at that period, the per room was 23 euros cost.
Per night.
Yeah, per night, means per room per night, one accommodation, like every separate toilets and all, but the kitchen at the common. But obviously hotels are expensive that period also. But in Bratislava, I am staying in my home. So it's
That is
obviously
true. That is true. Yeah, but like overall, for like when parents are visiting, generally like staying in the, I think, dormitory, hotel accommodation, whatever it is, like not the dormitory rooms, but there are like these accommodation rooms in Slovakia. So I think those are like good options, because
yeah, that's good. That's
it's
good.
budget friendly.
Budget friendly, and any parents are always staying with his kids.
Yeah,
Maybe the floors differences there,
That is
but
true.
yeah.
Yeah, depends obviously on the students if they want their parents to stay that close or not.
Why not?
You don't want to ask that, let's say. Overall, tell me about your trip in Europe, like which all places you visited in 2019. Now, what do you think about it?
There are so many places I already moved, like in 2019, like Slovakia, Hungary, Norway, all that already we have visited, me and my brother. And this time in 2025, Greece, Slovakia is common, Italy,
Nice.
Austria, Vienna.
Yes, that was a good one.
Very good places.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And which is the most, apart from Slovakia, which is the best place you like?
Why you are telling apart from Slovakia?
Let's keep it outside of the. Let's keep it outside of the, let's say, list. But like, which is the best place you like, or the most beautiful city you found?
Venice. It was my dream also, and I liked Venice too much. Again, I want to come there.
To visit
to
Venice.
visit,
Nice. Yeah, Venice was a really beautiful experience for sure.
Really
I myself also like really Vienna and Bratislava, both. Like the beauty is like very beautiful cities, like very well organized, well dressed, you know, like
yeah, that is the big reason to come here again frequently, that the dress code and the roads and the traffic signals and traffic, everything is so organized and so disciplined. I like this.
Okay, another question that popped up in my head was like when students are moving abroad, I know it is a sad phase for most of the families, because there's a vacuum created when the child is moving abroad or anywhere away from parents. How do you, let's say, like manage with that depression? How do you overcome with that? And what is the ideal way to, let's say, process that departure?
Again, I moved back to that 2018
Yes,
when me and your father was in that barrier this side, and you were just moving, from Delhi airport. You were moving alone. In that case, it was so painful. And after that, when he returned back to home, really it was painful. For a month, for 2 months.
When I returned, or you guys returned?
We returned home.
Back home.
Really, it was too painful to live every day without you. It was just horrible situation in our home. Like what to do? Why do I make food? What do I do? Everything was what was like that. But life goes on.
That is true.
We both people, me and your father, always try to mix up with other people, go to the relatives' house, and after that find it that it's not the way to come out from that phase.
Okay.
So we entered our culture, Indian culture, like recitation, drama, singing,
so finding
and
a passion
all
for
find
yourself.
it your passion. So that's one by one day it goes on and goes on. And when we could see that you are happy in abroad and your dreams comes true, then we also happy.
That is true. But also like another dimension of this question is like when you know you're gonna see like your son 1 or 2 times a year, generally once a year, like obviously like no parent is definitely fine with it, but how do you generally manage or overcome this, or how do you try to consider it like as this is the reality, let's say?
Actually, it makes our habit now.
Yeah. Now it is very comfortable.
Makes our habit, but nothing to do because it's quite expensive. No, to come from India to India to Slovakia or European countries, moved for 2 to 3 times in a year. So it makes our habit.
You make a habit out of it. I see. Okay, so how do you manage with another dimension to this question is how do you manage this like idea of like you're going to see your kids like once a year or twice a year or maybe like less even. So how do you manage with that?
You are staying abroad. It's quite far. But the kids are staying Odisha, Bangalore, in different states. And parents are staying in different states. So it's not possible to see every day and meet with the with kid and hug him and making food. It's not possible. That is our habit. It makes our habit. You are too far, but the Indian parents, they are also like that. They cannot meet in a month also.
Yeah, even in that case also you're meeting maybe twice a year or maybe 3 times a year, but like that's it because most of the work is like from different cities and
exactly. Sometimes they are not getting holidays or leave from Diwali and Durga Puja and these type of main festivals. Also they are not getting holidays and leave from their companies or the universities like.
That is true. I agree. Like one of the major questions I have, like let's say when standing in 2025, that what is the place you want to see your son that you feel the ROI for your not only financial, mental, whatever you and dad and uncle and everyone gave in is actually worth?
In these 7 years already,
not necessarily the 7 years, could be in the future.
You are in a good position. You are in a good position from my side, I think, and within this 2-3 years, I think you are getting more good positions in any companies.
And what would be the mark you would keep that? Okay, this, then I'm sure the ROI is there.
Your name will be on Forbes magazine before 30.
Okay, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed on that one. Yeah, then makes sense. But
and that is your dream also, our dream also.
Yeah. True. And you need to obviously like make some sacrifices, but like you want to achieve something at least.
We did
right?
so.
Yeah. On the way, we want to achieve the goal. Then speaking about like some options of studies in Slovakia. So because many students or many of our viewers are curious what are the options, and you were mentioning this, like I think that even your friends or their kids are asking like what are the options, like what are the different fields.
Means the question was like that, the history, geography, these subjects are available here or not, economics, how is the economics faculties and all, you please let me know all those, and all the parents also.
Yeah, for sure. So the idea is like most of the parents are thinking, or even families are thinking that the only option to study abroad is like probably engineering or science, or let's say anything tech related or medical. But that's not the case exactly. So you obviously have plenty of options overall in abroad, but also in Slovakia. So you have the engineering field, the medical, but also you have like economical fields, financial. So if you studied commerce in your high school, you also have fields relevant with that, finance, banking, like public, how is it called? Public
administration.
Public administration, exactly. Public administration and all of that. And also you have even other fields, for example, like linguistic studies, translations, geography and all of that. So you might be doing research, masters, bachelors, whatever in any of these fields. So it is very open, but obviously depends. It is a pivotal question that the student needs to ask in their high school years. I know it's very hard, but you need to ask it yourself, that the study you want to do and why you want to do that abroad, what ROI or what benefits you think it can bring back to you, and is that country ideal for you. In my case, it was the case, as you heard from my mom, in terms of finances, as you heard in terms of the scope, the research scope and all of this in Slovakia, and obviously like in terms of the exposure. So this was the like ideal choice for me. But it might be that some you want to study music, maybe there is no course, or let's say a course but not a lot of scope in Slovakia for music. So there might be some country which is really encouraging musicians and has a lot of educational courses, a lot of students, international students and so on. So that might be your ideal option. So you need to check which country based on, and which university and based on what. For engineering, I can say 100% like Slovakia is a great option. For economical fields, for medical, all of these, like Slovakia is a great option. But for example, very let's say orthodox fields, like something very new, if you want to study, then it might be like you want to check more options. So it is always a very quick, like pivotal question, but you need to ask this because you need to see what are the impact you are having. For me, the good part was my uncle stays abroad as well, and my uncle actually like could also help me out thinking about these different options, because he had this perspective of what are the available options abroad and what are the available things. And then he discussed obviously these options with myself and my dad, and my dad told what he knows, because he knows me in and out, like my character, how am I going to behave when I move abroad. As you said, like I was lazy, so what to expect from that. Okay, so all of those things, based on that, then there was like a mutual decision between you guys that which would be the ideal option. And obviously like it was also my choice based on that. And I think Slovakia for me was a great choice.
Great choice. And it was your wise decision and also our decision. That's good.
That is true. Just some final questions or final points, like someone right now watching it, probably like from any country, planning to study abroad or wants to show this video to their parents to give them this confidence, because I am sure when I was back in high school, I would love a video like this. Because I had this idea of studying abroad, which initially wasn't like your or dad's idea. Yeah, and I did a lot of research. Also, you guys helped me. But at the same time, like I think your thought was like I stay in India, right? So, and study over there the higher education. But I was very sure and very determined I want to study abroad for the exposure and everything. Let's say if someone is watching this, it would be like a great help for them to show it to their parents. What are the suggestions you would give? Why to let your son go abroad? What are the things to be careful about? How to mentally be prepared completely overall? What are your overall suggestions to a parent? Because right now you are happy about it, and like I am happy as well. It's nice. Like this same thing if I had back in 2018 and I would be able to show you guys, maybe you would get some confidence in making the decision. So what is the confidence or what is the suggestion you would give to some other parents?
To all other parents, my suggestion is if your kid wants to come and study in abroad, please make them free. Because it's not so bad, and also getting many advantages here, like anything. Studies are good, countries are good, disciplines are very nice. He or she could be responsible for own, everything is good. We are very much satisfied. So if 18 to 28 years, 22 years, your kid wanted to come here, then please let them go.
That is true. That is very true, because I remember someone, when it was like almost final days of me getting my high school results, like just few days before that, I think like until that time also you were also like, you and dad were also like, we're not sure like if I go abroad. And
exactly.
I was very determined, but at the same time I was like, okay, if you don't allow me, then how can I move abroad? So I remember there was, we were traveling that time, and there was someone we met on the way, and he said his son moved to Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, did some courses on, I think, hospitality and so on, and was able to work very good and so on. And I saw that you both had like a lot of questions, you and dad both, about it, and especially more of this, how do you say it, like emotional questions.
Exactly.
And it
I
gave you
think
this confidence.
we were in Haridwar. Yeah. We had lots of questions to that person.
Yeah, and I remember 2 days later you suddenly had all this confidence, like, okay, yes, let's go for it. So someone like that is definitely helpful overall. Yeah, but I think for me also, what I would say worked out, network, the first key. Secondly, obviously learning about like living expenses, what to expect, what not to expect, how much to spend, and managing yourself. So if you have good network, if you are developing your skills, and at the same time like you are able to manage your expenses, you're generally overall good to go. You need to be very open when you come, because it's not going to be the same story that you get every day 3 times food and you get 3 times, I don't know, like proper sleep and everything. It might be like
it
completely
depends
different.
how could you manage.
Exactly. You need to customize yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you need to also bring in some new things from your culture as well, because it's always appreciated by Europeans, by the way. So if you are cooking something nice, they're very happy. They know it's spicy food, but like they're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're gonna
my
appreciate
experience in this period actually.
Absolutely. So they're very open to it. So obviously you learn their ways, and then you also bring in something new from your culture. So it's a good blend. It's a good blend in terms of obviously living, enjoying, and obviously like in terms of business, job, all of this perspective as well. So overall, any last comments, Mom, for viewers?
For viewers, we are happy, we are satisfied, and you are being a complete man, become a complete man. So parents feel free who are coming.
Absolutely, absolutely. Overall, like as you said, like Mr. Zawadzki is a very good guide.
And obviously, again, I will thank to and grateful to Mr. Peter Zawadzki, who had taken you as his child.
Absolutely,
really,
absolutely.
Really.
Very big, very big thing. And as you know, like and you have seen probably like some videos with Mr. Zawadzki in our other videos in the channel. So like feel free to get in touch with him, because he's really a good guide. Even if you don't plan to come to Slovakia and you're just exploring options, do get in touch with him. He can guide you overall, like which are the available options, what is the good thing, and he will overall give you an ballpark helicopter view of what is to be expected and what you can do well with that particular field, with that particular education, university, all of those things. And he himself is a very good guide to guide you through. Like I don't mean only from the consultation standpoint, but also things like he goes with you to the foreign police, to like
nice person.
He even came to the airport the very first time I dropped in Slovakia to you know, like pick me up. These are some things nice, you know.
Trusty fellow.
Yeah,
Exactly,
for sure.
trusty fellow.
For sure. So so overall, yeah, it was a good experience. It's good, like if you have someone senior to you who's like this, and you know, like a good friend and so on, a good friend, a good mentor. Yeah, and overall, like thanks to Mom, you for
thank you.
for like overall the experience. Thanks to Dad. Thanks to my uncle, and the overall experience in Europe. And thanks a lot to you guys for watching this video. Let us know in the comments what are the other topics you would like us to cover. Also getting more insights into these different aspects, you know, because studying abroad is not only about you, but also other people who are involved in your life, other dimensions of the same. It's a complete like journey. Yeah. So there are different dimensions of the same. So what are the other topics you would like us to cover? Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to our channel for such amazing content. Until next time, see you again soon. Dovidenia.